Good morning, everybody. Glad to have you here today. If you want to follow along, we'll be back in the 30th proverb, looking at the words of Agur. And again, this is a man that, as far as we can tell, was not raised with a godly upbringing, wasn't raised in the temple, wasn't raised as a Jew. In fact, was probably based on his name, probably of Arab descent. But along the way, he has been convicted and begins to search for God. And so here we're going to have, in these three verses we're going to look at today, um, we are going to look at his prayer, what he asks of God. He has two requests of God, and they're very interesting. I think requests when you look at them of all the things he could have asked for. Look at what he says, beginning in verse 7 here. Two things have I required of thee; deny me them not before I die. This is his um, life's goal, life's request from God. First of all, in verse 8, he says, "Remove far from me vanity and lies." Remove far from me vanity and lies. So the first thing that he is asking for is that God would make him an upright man. That all deception, lying, dishonesty, anything of that nature would be taken away from him. That he would be a man, a man of honor, a man of truth. He wants to be honest and upright in his business dealings, in his speech, and all that he does. He wants to be known as a man of integrity. And then he goes on, he says, "Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me, lest I be full and deny thee and say, Who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my God in vain." He what he's saying, he says, I don't need too much, I don't want too little. God, just take care of me. Just provide my needs. He says, I don't want to get too much. He says, if I get too much, I might get arrogant. I may forget about and forget to continue to trust in God. He says, I also, he says, I don't want to be too poor that might lead me into stealing. I don't want to embarrass God. He says, I want my life to be honorable to God. In other words, what he prays for is, Lord, just meet my needs. Just meet my needs. Don't need anything extra. Just supply my needs. Keep me from again being so hungry or poor that I might steal. Keep me from being so blessed, so having so much that I might be arrogant. Lord, just bless me with what I need. And so there's a couple lessons. That's a pretty straightforward passage. There's a couple of lessons that I think we see here. First of all, is how God can change a man. If you look at those requests, those are not normal requests for the average person. They're going to ask not just for their needs to be met, but they're going to be, they're praying to win the lottery. They want to be blessed beyond measure. This man, he wants to be honest. His life is completely changed because of his relationship with God. The other thing about Agur that is impressive, and I think something for all of us to pray for, is um, he understands his uh, character flaws. He says, Lord, if I get poor, I might steal. If I get rich, I might brag. You may not be bothered by that. You might could have all the money in the world and never get arrogant. You might could be poor and never steal. It may not be your problem. He recognized that as being his issue. And so I think the lesson for us there is that all of us should uh, examine ourselves and know what our weaknesses are. No, I'll guarantee you this: Satan knows them. Satan knows exactly what to tempt us with. I've said before, and I've used this analogy in the church. Satan could put, and this is a kind of a far fetched, but give you an example. What I'm trying to is Satan can surround me with all the pickled beets in the world, and I will never be tempted. Um, put some chocolate cake around me, on the other hand, and then I'm gonna struggle. Satan knows what we struggle with. Some of you may never be. Some people may never ever be remotely tempted. Uh, for example, to have maybe an affair on their spouse. You know, you might could work in a bank and have access to the vault and never once be tempted to pick up a penny um, because of the way you're wired. But on the other hand, someone else may struggle with that. And so the lesson I think for us here is to be very aware of what our weaknesses are, what our particular temptation points are, and a couple things: work to avoid those, work to strengthen ourselves. But if all else, you know, I've always been told a good run is better than a bad stand. If, for example, if you would be tempted by the money in the vault at the bank, stay out of the vault. You know that's you know, just don't put yourself in that position. And I think that's what Agur's prayer is Lord, keep me from being in a position where I may be tempted. Lead us not into temptation. Is Lord, help me to avoid those things that might tempt me to fail you. Great prayer for us this morning. Hope you'll think about it. Have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.